Good morning everyone, just filming you hopefully a nice sunrise. It's actually not even too cold out there, and Coda came out with me because of course he tends to open the door and go outside, and he settled down, he wants to stay out there, so I left the door open. So I am bundled up under my blanket and I've got a heat pack on my back, but I didn't even have the air conditioning on this morning, so definitely starting to warm up. And I'm thinking, you know, if my foot was good, I probably could have actually gone for a walk, because I have been up for an hour and a half almost. But my damn foot seems to always something. I'm thinking I worked out yesterday what went wrong with my foot is because I'd broken my ankle, well, possibly broken my ankle. I was treating it as a break. And I got out of that cast and did a bit of rehab not long before we moved here. So I've been coming out of like a month or two, I can't remember, 6 weeks maybe, not doing anything on that ankle. So not walking around hardly at all, and that foot, and it was that leg, in a cast, not a cast, but in a boot. And then we came here and I started walking lots, and I think that's what's triggered it. I was trying to get yesterday, I always thought it was just a walking when we got here, and I thought, no, I think there's something more to it. And then I thought, oh, that's right. I just came out of the boot not long before we moved here. So I really was coming from like no leg fitness, probably no muscles or anything like that. Anyway, I just want to fix it. It's also nice listening to the birds with the door open. I can hear them. And we're just singing their little spring songs. Doggies are dropped off now. Happy to go to school again. So I'm going to go and get the groceries. Not a big shop today, obviously we've got Hawaii coming up in a week and 2 days. So I'm just going to get what I need to get. I don't think there's much on sale to pick up today. as you saw, just arrived at the supermarket. I parked outside today because it's a nice day and I haven't got a lot to get, and I just thought it might just be a bit easier for a change. A lot of people park here and I can't quite work out why. I guess the entrance is just there. It's probably no different to going down the stairs, down the escalator or the travelator. Anyway, we're here today. I don't know whether to take the Hulk, and I think I'll just take the bags, because unless I pack the Hulk myself, it's hard, it's difficult. Sorry, rattling keys. Maybe pack the Hulk, and if I can roll it home, getting into the car is probably a bit difficult. So I'll just take my bags and then I'll get Kevin to come and help me, or depending how many bags I have. We'll see. I kind of like getting the groceries after the dog, dropping the dogs off, but it's also easy just wheeling the Hulk over and wheeling it back. One thing about coming at this time of day, it is very nice and quiet in the shopping centre. I had to drop off my groceries that were in the boot before I part, because obviously I cannot get behind my boot now. Anyway, Kevin was on a phone call, so I manage. Just back from the groceries. Kevin's on a phone call. I probably should, I don't know, whether make the bed or wait and get him to help me change it. I also want to change it before going away, but if we change it now, we're probably not going to change it before we're going away. But it's still what we're going to be doing away. I don't want to change it. So I think we'll change it, and we'll try and change it the day we leave. I know people do that. I've never done it before. I thought, oh, that does sound nice. You know, you're going to make to nice, fresh sheets. But if we don't, we don't. Yeah, so I'll leave it like that, and then I'm going to get the sheets out to help remind me that we need to put the new sheets on. Because, yeah. But I do want to go and have a little rest after that grocery shop. Feet aren't too bad. Well, my heel, 1 foot. It's only 1 foot. It's not too bad, but it's a bit sore. And I've put most of the groceries away. I've just left out most of what I've still got to deal with this afternoon. So we go, I'll do a little priority list, I think, of what's sort of most important and go down from there. Most of it's pretty quick and easy, so it should be fine. I've got 10 o'clock. It's early. That's the one good thing about today. Like, I'm dressed and ready for the day and it's 10 o'clock. I've already done my groceries. I'm taking the dogs to school. Alrighty, I've still got some things to put away from yesterday too. Alright, I'll gather some rubbish I can see around here. Okay, I've had a good rest, like an hour and a half, and I've had my breakfast, and I'm just going to chop up the vegetables and get started in the kitchen. You saw what I did food prep wise. I've been out and hung out the washing as well. Brought in the sheets obviously before that. I feel like I did something else. So I put away my pyjamas and stuff that I hadn't done yesterday. I kind of feel like I need another break on my foot. So I think I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to come back and cut up this fruit for Kevin. Finish off with our washing our fruit and veggies. I've got to clean up the sink and I made a mess in the microwave yesterday. I'll show you that later on. I wanted to talk to you about that, about what caused the mess. But I'll do that when I come back. I'll be back. Try and stop like half an hour or so, maybe about 12, I don't know, half an hour or so probably. I'll try and get back in and work until I stop for lunch. Before I get back to work, I promised to tell you my microwave story. Well, I start here. Bought this from the source, and it's a whole corn cob, so it all looked like that. I don't know what they do to it, but they just dry it out, and they use it for popcorn. So it's great to cook it in the bag. I thought I followed the instructions. I'll have to recheck on them because before I knew it, the popcorn was coming out the bag, and then I split the bag open. So I ended up with popcorn all through the microwave. Now, obviously, I took most of it out, and the dogs and I ate it. But I still have to clean up in there before I can cook anything else. It made so much popcorn. It was really good, and obviously, because I had the microwave disaster, once the timer had gone at 2.5 minutes, I just pulled it out. Obviously, if I kept on cooking longer, I would have got a bit more popcorn, but didn't need it. Kevin had some too, and it was really nice, and like just not in oil, so a lot better for us. I'm going to pick up some more of these, and we'll try and work out the bag situation so I don't have it exploding in the microwave every time. But yeah, I'll clean that out, and then I can cook the dog veggies. But I did actually keep that because I wanted to show you. I'd never seen this before. So all we added to it was some salt. So we might try and get some other seasonings for popcorn because he likes his sweet and salty one. So we'll see if there's anything else around. I think the sauce might even have some popcorn toppings around. But yeah, that was, if we can not have a disaster as far as the cooking goes, the popcorn was very tasty, and like big pieces of popcorn. That was really good. start on the vegan lasagna. My camera might go flat there, so you might not see much of it, but just go chopping up a heap of mushrooms, crumbling up some tofu, and assembling the lasagna. I will link the recipe below, but no doubt I have filmed the making of it before. finished my puzzle. I enjoyed doing that one. I unfortunately have had a headache for a couple of hours now. Took some Panadine and it's not as bad, I don't think, as it was, but it's a bit of an odd one. Anyway, I'll show you this puzzle. It's been really fun to work on. There's all sorts of lollies everywhere. Candy. There we go, you can see it all now. So many details in it. So it's still a fraction early to go and pick the dogs up. I usually pick them up around about 4. I mean, I can pick them up whenever I want. But I think I'll go and see if I can get anything in the kitchen done. Let's spend, 10 or 15 minutes in the kitchen. And then I'll see how I'm going. Don't like driving when I've got a headache, but maybe it'll go away.
To hit record again. But anyway, I've just dished up a lasagna. I don't even know what I recorded. Maybe I recorded the washing up, maybe not. Anyway, I have, in case I didn't hit record, I've dealt with packing the dishwasher, washing up, and dishing out the lasagna. This is for tonight. It's going to wipe down the bench. I also put the lettuce in there. I don't know if you saw any of it or not. So I'm just going to wipe down the bench. I'm going to do a proper clean either this afternoon or tomorrow. I still want to get Kevin's fruit cut up for him, so he's got some of that to take to work tomorrow, and even maybe have this afternoon if he's hungry. Yeah, I've still got some other stuff to do with over here, but I am going to pause, go get the doggies, and then I'll try and do a bit more stuff when I get back. But if I don't, that's also okay. See how I go.